So I finally managed to finish the 2021 DLC to 2020. And you know what? I actually think the DLC was a bit of improvement. Maybe a 5 out of 10 instead of the 3 out of 10 for the base game. But we can only hope that the 2022 DLC is even better than that. But jokes aside, it's been a weird year and I decided to finish it up with a positive and negative holiday. So to start off the 2-week holiday, me and some friends decided to head down to Kerry for a weekend. But instead of driving to Kerry, we decided to catch an internal flight. So we caught a 20-minute internal flight from Dublin to Kerry. And then we rented a car and hit the road. So our first port of call on this trip was to head to the pier at Dunkeen. Some of you might recognise Dunkeen Pier as that place American tourists keep getting cars stuck. But I honestly don't know how they get their cars stuck down there because the path down to it, and it is a path, is really narrow and really steep. You'd think there's something a twig in their brain to go, maybe we shouldn't keep driving down here until we get wedged in some walls.
Oh my god, how? Wait, what?
By the time we actually reached Dunkeen, I had already blasted through the 8 shots of Pro V I'd loaded. So while my friend Danny busted out his drone, I busted out the Tri-X 400. Dunkeen Pier was actually really quite nice, particularly with the light that we got, because the clouds were just right with the sun in the right position to create some beautiful shafts of light on land masses in the distance, and the photos just, in my opinion, turned out fantastic. So after visiting the pier, it started to get dark, so we decided to head to our hotel in Killarney to spend the night. So the next morning we got up with the sun, and after a quick fill of coffee and a breakfast roll, we hit the road down to the Ring of Kerry through Killarney National Park to our first stop, Torque Waterfall.
Yeah, keep going. Shut your hole.
So after the waterfall, we headed into Killarney National Park proper, and at this point I had loaded some Portra 400 into the 690, and I have to say it was worth it because damn, Killarney National Park is ridiculously beautiful. I'd say parts of it could give Yosemite a run for its money. Yeah, I think it's that good. And it's actually amazing that I've lived on this island for 30 years and haven't visited it yet. Well, until a few weeks ago.
It's a really nice photo of us all looking out into the... There it is, look, Loch Ness.
Once we'd driven through the park, we continued around the Ring of Kerry, taking pictures at any cool scenic spots and various landscapey locations that looked nice. All too soon, it was time to head back to Kerry Airport and catch our flight back to Dublin. However, Kerry was not going to let me away with my photos that easily. And that is because, for some reason, the security system at Kerry Airport uses a CT scanner, which is one of those new scanners that can easily damage film. I didn't recognize the machine, and thus I didn't ask for a hand check. Also, I didn't expect Kerry to have a CT scanner in their airport. I don't even know why they have it there. But lo and behold, because I didn't recognize it, my film went through the scanner. However, it didn't seem to damage the film at all. So maybe it wasn't a CT scanner, but I did see the guy who was checking out the x-rays, rotating my bag around to look at it from different angles. I think he was clearly checking out the GW690. But overall, the scanner didn't seem to damage my film. I couldn't notice any issues after I developed it. So the next day I loaded up my gear to spend Christmas with my parents and the two lunatics that also happened to live in their house. While I sat in front of the fire, enjoying some 15-year-old redbreast. So the next few days were spent chilling at home and relaxing until New Year's Eve, when I decided to go and get my 5G firmware update. And then me and some friends decided to hike up a hill in ridiculously horrible cloudy weather. But being me, I brought the Nikon F100 with the 50mm and some Superia premium film. After a quiet New Year's Eve and waking up desperately early the next day, dying of side effects, totally not related to the 5 or 6 glasses of whiskey I had the night before, it was all too soon. I had to head back to Dublin and resume my soul-crushing coding work, where I looked back at my code I wrote before Christmas and realised, what in the actual F was I doing 2 weeks ago?
I'd be shooting panoramic ISO 1.6.
No.
Yeah, you fucking would.